Hello and welcome to your daily love reading for Thursday. My name's Liz and this is Guided by Angels. And I'm going to bring in 5 decks of cards for this reading today. We're going to connect with the energy around you, your person, your journey. I'm going to bring in the beautiful Ask Your Guides deck by Sonia Choquette. I used this in yesterday's members reading. It was a very powerful reading. I'm also going to bring in the Angel Whispers of Love by Sandra. And then I'm going to bring in 3 decks of tarot. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Gilded Tarot for your energy, the Raging Rider Waite Tarot for their energy, and my favourite tarot deck, one of them anyway, this is my favourite deck too, the Tarot of the Celtic Fairies for the journey itself. So we're going to connect and see what's going on. If you would like a personal reading with me, you can reach out to me at guidedbyangelsreadings@gmail.com. So thank you, angels. We're going to start with the tarot. So what's your energy today? What do we need to know? A card on the floor as well. Got the Chariot for you. You may feel like things are shifting today. You may feel a bit more movement coming in today. You may feel a bit more moved today. So you may actually feel more emotion today as well. What's the energy around them? Not many cards coming out for them there. And what's the energy around the journey? Thank you, angels. Wow, flying out. We're going to connect with a guide card. So what's your guide wanting you to know today, or your guides? What are your guides wanting them to know today? And what are your guides wanting the journey to know? Or wanting you to know about the journey? What's the energy for you today? Straight out. Straight out from your angels. What's the guidance for them today? Straight out. And what's the guidance for the journey today? What do we need to know for the journey? Thank you, angels. Now, I want to start with that because it's really jumping out at me. So for the journey, just know this before we start the reading. What is meant for you will not pass you by. Because maybe you're feeling a little bit drained. We've got exhaustion coming through as well. You may feel a bit tired. Okay, so let's start actually this way. I usually do it the other way around, but I'm being guided to do the journey today. Because you may be exhausted right now with this journey. You may be tired. You may be feeling like, I can't do this anymore. I've had enough. I'm tired, drained, exhausted. And you may feel like you want to give up. Well, your angels are with you. You may also be experiencing physical symptoms today as a sign that you are changing. Your physical ascension symptoms. You know, I'm seeing the staircase there as ascension. Because when we prepare for the next stage of our journey, we have to be healed within, ready for it. So we can go through big changes within our physical self and our emotional self. So you could feel emotionally exhausted. You could feel physically exhausted. Or you could be connecting with what they're going through too. Now, yesterday, we connected with them releasing burdens, carrying a lot of burden around. So obviously what they are doing is feeling all that weight of their life on their shoulders, and it's causing them physical distress. So some of them are having stomach pain. So this is like someone gripping the stomach in pain. And they do go through stomach issues. We connected with that not long ago. So they could have stomach problems because they're digesting information. They could have heartburn because they're releasing resentment or they're being guided to. They could be feeling burdened, so they may just be a bit tired. They may have shoulder pain, neck pain, back pain, and that's being released. And the angels are all around them, helping them. So the message is whatever's going on, what is meant for you will not pass you by. So release any fear that tries to creep in, bringing in doubt, and have faith. So if you're going through anything physically today, call on your angels, call on Archangel Raphael, call on Jesus, call on Archangel Michael to help you through this time. And know that this too shall pass. So let's connect with your energy. We'll go back to those cards. So the message for you is this. You are not doing your life alone. You may feel exhausted today because you're tired of being alone. You may have had enough of being alone. Maybe you're thinking, I want a partner. I want someone to love me the right way. I want to have kids. I want to do lots of things. I don't want to be on my own anymore. But you're never on your own. You're not doing your life alone. You are surrounded by heavenly support. You have support right here on the channel. We are all in this together. The angels say we, your angels, are right by your side, holding your hand and walking with you. You're not alone. I am right by your side, walking with you. I may not be physically there with you, but I'm here with you now. Other people on the channel, in the community post, you know, in the comment section on live Q&As, we're all in this together. So have faith in that. You're not alone. It may feel like that some way on some days. It may feel like that in some ways, some days, but you're not alone. And when you do feel like that in some ways on some days, because not every day you feel that way, When you're feeling tired, drained, or you got a headache, or you just had enough, that's when you come here and you get picked up. The angels pick you up. You're not alone. And many of you will be feeling a lot stronger anyway today. Maybe you've received some good news from your person. Maybe they have come forward and reached out to you, and it's made you feel lit up inside again. But you don't need them to reach out to feel that way, because you're coming through as the Queen of Wands. So you are very strong anyway. When you're creative, when you're focusing on service, when you're giving back to yourself, that's good news. That opens up the door of good news. It brings things in for you. It makes you feel good. It moves away any stagnant energy. It moves you out of despair into the energy of new life. So you've got a choice today how you feel. Are you going to pick yourself up and fight for who you are? Be confident in yourself and say, I'm not alone. Because when you're feeling despair, you feel alone. So if you're feeling that way today, if you're feeling exhausted, tired, drained, if you've had enough, if you're stressing out, perhaps go in nature, breathe in the air, and then you'll find new life. So the Divine Mother is very much about Mother Nature. When you go out in Mother Nature, when you connect with Mother Gaia, when you connect with the earth, when you remember your feminine self, you remember who you are, and then new life is sprung back into you. Remember that trees don't get afraid when they lose their leaves in fall. They get excited because they know that new leaves are going to grow back in the springtime. So when you go out in nature, you feel new life. Many of you may be in despair because you want a child. You may be thinking, I really want a baby. I really want a child with my person, and time is ticking. The biological clock is ticking. When's it going to happen? You're not alone. Your spirit baby may be guiding you from the other side right now. So new life is coming for many of you watching. If that doesn't resonate with you, this is about new beginning coming in. Out of despair, something is created. Out of the darkness, the light appears. So remember that you're not alone. Good news is coming. So have faith. Find your strength. You know, when I connect with the Five of Swords, I always see this as a card of victory depending on how you feel. You can be negative and sit around in despair and say how bad everything is, or you can choose to rise above it and focus on how good everything is. Focus on the new doors opening for you, new life around you, creativity, focusing on positive things, how blessed you are instead of how stressed you are, feeling good, remembering who you are, your passions, your dreams, your goals, feeling excited about life, praying about things. That pulls you out of a slump. It pulls you out of any funk you may have got yourself in. And then you start seeing yourself as the creator of your life. You start seeing yourself more in your power. And that exhaustion you've been feeling through Ascension fades away. Especially if you've been feeling physical things in your body, the more positive you feel, the quicker these things dissipate. So I do feel things shifting around and things changing for you. The energy around them today is no one else and nothing outside of you brings you happiness. Your happiness comes from within, and it's your responsibility. Constantly work towards finding your own happiness. So they are starting to realise that they're not going to find happiness in material things, a relationship that isn't serving them, their job. They'll obviously find happiness through those things if they perceive it that way, because happiness is an inside job. But I feel what they are realising is, until they choose themselves, until they choose their truth, they're never going to be fully satisfied. And they are also reminding you that it's not their job to make you happy, like it's not your job to make them happy. It's our job as a human being, as a spiritual being having this human experience, to make ourselves happy, to fill up our own cup, to connect with self and source and nature and the magic of life itself. And then our person is an extension of ourselves. So when we're feeling happy, we extend that out to others, and then we may feel that our person is making us happy, but it's not them directly that's doing that. It's the connection we have with our own self. So they're reminding you of that today, but this is coming up for them because they're exhausted with their life. You know, they're drained because they're in cycles that aren't serving them, and they're going through things they need to leave behind. They are feeling exhausted. And they're realising, if I don't get my act together, what I want is going to pass me by. Even though you can't miss out on what's meant for you. It will never pass you by. But they are starting to realise these things. Put all your trust in the universe. So they are starting to trust in the universe. They are starting to trust in fate and destiny. What's meant for them in their life. They are starting to see things in a new way. And God is creating a new beginning in their life because of that. The door is starting to open for them to see a way out, a way forward, especially if they are juggling lots of things. We've got the Page of Wands for them too, which is mirrored because you've also got the Page of Wands. Here, wherever that card went, there we are. Now, do you see the Page of Wands? I thought I saw the Page of Wands for you. Yeah, it's there. I knew we'd definitely have that coming out. So you both got the Page of Wands because this is good news for the connection. Whatever's happening right now, whatever seems to be causing you a problem, is creating the way out. So I feel you're both experiencing physical things, you're both experiencing emotions, you're mirroring each other. They are juggling many things, but they are starting to recognise they can have a new beginning. They're starting to recognise I can be having all these things going on in my life, but nothing is making me happy because I'm not living authentically. I'm not really where I want to be. And I feel this is them finally realising they've taken on too much. Many of them may have things they need to pay or do, or codependencies, responsibilities, duty, obligation. They're realising now, I don't need to be giving my attention to all these things. I just need to choose to be happy, and that will create a new beginning. So the message is have faith, because you can't miss out on what's meant for you. And the exhaustion will clear as you start to calm down, as you start to recognise you are safe and loved and protected. So I do feel this is a big sign of ascension, healing, preparing to walk up those steps. And if you're exhausted, you have to stop and regroup and regenerate and get your energy back before you even attempt to walk up that staircase. Because that staircase may seem like a small thing, but it's like a mountain. So with faith, the mountain moves out of the way. A lift may appear, an escalator, something that lifts you up. So I feel this is a huge message about change. Now, before I go on to these cards, I just want to see physically what you both may be experiencing today. Because again, I'm feeling ascension with this. It's all about communication. So yes, you may be having tiredness. You may be feeling tired. We spoke about that yesterday as well. They're giving me a croaky throat. You can probably already hear it. And I'm not surprised now the throat chakra's come through. But you may be having stomach pain. You may be experiencing tiredness, back pain, shoulder pain, all these things. But ultimately, it's because you both want to speak your truth. You want to come back together. You want to communicate clearly to each other. So there may be issues around communication causing a problem. So in other words, if you're not together right now, if you're not communicating right now, you're both feeling this in the physical self. It's taking a toll on your physical body because it's taking a toll on your emotions, because you're missing each other, craving each other, wanting each other. And that's good news because you want the same thing. You're on the same wavelength. So the need to express the self and clear the air. You both want this. They need to express themselves to you. They want to clear the air with you. They want to make it right with you. That's their intention. And that's what you want too. So you're both doing the work. Understand this. You're both putting the work in to make it happen. You're both putting the work in to make a change. And this will move forward in time. Your person is the Emperor. They are the divine masculine. They are working on how to find their peace, how to move forward the right way. They're being rejuvenated right now. This is where you both are. Okay, you're both on these steps, ready for the next chapter, ready for the next phase. But the angels are regenerating you first, getting your strength back. So it may be a day where you have to go within, go in nature, calm your energy down, relax your mind. Remember the truth that you're not alone, that you are safe and protected. So if you're feeling exhausted, have an early night. Call on the angels to help you to sleep better. Make sure you're replenishing yourself with drinking water and feeding yourself properly, and having time off if you need to. So I'm seeing this as a regeneration, getting the strength to move forward the right way, to bring that victory in, to bring the victory in where you see things in a higher way, that you move forward the right way to make your dreams come true, so you can rest easy and enjoy each other's company and have fun. And also putting the work, and I knew this card would come out because like the Magician in this deck, I always see it like the Eight of Stones or the Eight of Pentacles. It's a huge message of change. So this is showing you that putting the work in, you're both becoming the Magician. You're both doing what you need to do. So what I'm really feeling right now is you're both getting ready for something new, a new beginning, something next. You're getting ready for the next step. So you're going through regeneration. Your person right now is preparing. Archangel Michael is giving them strength to speak their truth, to clear the air with you, to be brave, to admit the truth. They've made mistakes and they're sorry. They've self-sabotaged and they're sorry. They want to make it right. They want to put the effort in. They don't want to just sit around dreaming about you. They want to be victorious in this connection. They don't want to just sit there thinking about you. They want to actually be with you. They want to express that to you. They want to make it work. They don't want to be tired in their life and exhausted. They want to be thriving. They want to be exhausted from having too much intimacy with you. Not because they're only dreaming about it and sitting around wishing it was so. They want to be exhausted because they've had an exhilarating day at work, not because they're tired, because they don't love the life. So it's about getting the right kind of exhaustion. The type of exhaustion where you've had such an amazing day, you need to sleep to rejuvenate. Not because things are just mundane and boring and always the same. So for you, recognise good news is ahead. They are realising whatever they are giving to, it isn't serving them anymore. It's just creating more despair. And what they are craving is an absolute new beginning. And that's what the Divine Mother is bringing in. God is bringing that in. But so is the feminine energy within themselves. The Divine Mother, Mother Mary around us. Let me bring a message in as well today from Mother Mary. I feel Mother Mary is helping you to see things clearly. To recognise that you are safe and loved. And when you go out in nature, you know that anyway. So what does Mother Mary want to say? Mother Mary is saying, look at this feminine. The feminine side of you is assisting them with taking action, because when you take a step back, they move forward. And the father energy within them, the masculine energy within them, is moving them forward to be honest with you. So I feel that their lesson is to be honest, and your lesson is to trust them to take action. So the angels say, allow your feminine nature side, your feminine nature, okay, and also going into nature, remember, will help you to connect with that side of you and help them to connect with that side of themselves to feel. But when you allow your feminine nature to shine and you shine brightly, that's a valuable part of your identity, because that leads them towards action. So they take action related to the priorities you've previously put off. So they know that you're a priority, and they may have self-sabotage, put you off, or put off moving forward, and they want to change that. And maybe you're thinking about the things you can do that you may have been putting off because you may have felt despair, exhaustion. This could be about spending time with family, friends, your children, going and doing something differently, maybe going to work in a different mindset, seeing things in a higher way. They want to be honest with you, and God is guiding them to do that. My true Father is God in heaven, who shines healing light upon me, my birth father, in our relationship. Some of them are fathers, and they're worried about their kids. They want to be honest with their kids, but they may be wearing a mask around them. So a lot of them who are fathers are actually thinking about what's going to happen when they tell their children about leaving their situation or being honest with them about certain things, and that's something they know they need to do. That's something God is guiding them to do, because they're in touch with their true feelings about the situation. And I feel their children already feel something is wrong, even if they're not sure what it is. So for those of them that are fathers or mothers, they've got to speak their truth. It's not just about father, this is about mother too. So it's about their energy, about them knowing what they need to change. So there's a big message here about change. And they'll feel exhausted until they make that change. And you're feeling exhausted because you're connecting with that change. So new life is ahead. Let go of any despair and focus on peace. I hope this helps. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.